Looking for answers about extraterrestrials or maybe the true meaning of life? Then you have come to the right place. Welcome to the Ivan Teller online broadcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more details, please visit ivanteller.com and learn more about your galactic families.
Well, greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us for tonight's channeling. Thank you for joining us for a couple of days before the apocalypse. Well, this year's apocalypse. Stay tuned for next year's. So, I guess something about that guy that talked about the apocalypse is like to try to get interviews for him, and he's only available next week. It's like, how can you be available next week if we're all gone? So, however that works. So, okay, I forgot to do one thing where people come in, I can mute them before they enter. Okay, here we go. And we're kind of keep this message portion short. I'll just continue it tomorrow or something like that. Okay, here we go. Blessings. Greetings to you from the Pleiadian Collective. Sending you energies of enlightenment as you learn about your Earth. As you see it's transforming through the weather patterns. But also, yes, there is much manipulations going on, as you probably can already pick up on your own intuitions. There is, yes, a North Korean connection in some cases causing some of these weather. There is weather wars going on your planet through different elite systems at this time. We also do see our California going into a weather system also, and yes, where it is the snow regions of the United States. Do see, well, it might, we can't tell at this time, but most likely might be more warmer than usual in some areas. But we can't be 100% on that. But there is weather wars going on, as you can see, and I do see increasing in different manners. That's all we can go into at this time. But also, yes, you're actually of your 23rd of this month is, yes, the alignment, and yes, it is actually of an Illuminati date also, but also you are being illuminated also into more knowledge of your Earth in your own ways. You are connecting more to the planets around you and the universe, bringing more closer, this Earth closer to other worlds also spiritually, as becoming more knowledgeable about it, as you go into more fourth dimensional vibration or fifth dimension, depending on who you are. Even those that aren't connected to the fourth dimension, we spiritually are going to go into it in some shape or form. Even their bodies might not have been handled, might feel illnesses in certain areas that they normally didn't have. It's also part of the fourth dimensional transformation Earth is going through. That's all we can see at this time. Blessings and many blessings. Greetings to you. I am blessings from the Arcturian collective. Yes, there's much going on in your world as usual, but many of you are stopping a lot of low vibrations from happening. As these weathers are happening, many of you are, as you already are aware, is to lower these weather anomalies to be less of a threat and most likely become more knowledgeable of it. And you're throughout this year, because there'll be much more coming in odd areas of the year. As your Earth, yes, and next year is going to be more active, just to let you know. But nothing you cannot handle. It just brings you all together more in some ways. And also changes directions for many, where they will leave their residence and find other places to live. As is pretty obvious already. And some are already having an indication of moving, and sometimes these weather anomalies kind of push you in that direction. And then, yes, to go into a little bit more, your Atlantic Ocean is getting bombarded by lower energies at this time. There is many extraterrestrials assisting the United States and other continents, as there is your Atlantic is a boiling pot at this time. Of even galactic meetings are going on, even as these storms happen. You can say even above it. You'd be surprised. So that's all I have for you. Whenever you are, I'm happy to answer your questions whenever you have a moment.
Game show.
Greetings, Michelle.
Hi, I am. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I had a Reiki session on Monday, and one of the practitioners, it was a group session, they get messages. And she told me she got a very strong message of protection, to tune into my instincts, to be aware something is around or is coming and I need protection. Can you tap into what that might be, that I need protection and kind of like a means by which to do it?
Well, we see a psychic attack from an individual is not fully aware that they're doing it, but to be like a nemesis as a potential connection. It is not 100%, but it is a caution that's being put out there. So it's not 100% it's even going to happen. But it's good to be aware of that. I mean, you can change your direction at any time. Most likely you will not connect to this person, because as you heard that, it did change your direction already. So we don't believe you actually connected to this person, but it's a possibility.
Who is the person?
What I'm picking up is a family member. And it is a family member, not one you generally talk to often. But it's one that you have not very much connection with, is what I'm seeing.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yes.
Second question, message for my highest good at this time, please.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, your guides say, not to worry about that, just to go on your way. You are transforming yourself. Though, what they say, you might get feedback from family that doesn't always agree in your direction. That's where they're seeing a lot of this. At least that's where they're giving you a message from. But they say just to be yourself and not to worry, and just to do what is in your heart, basically.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Okay. The next questions come from Amran, and it's first one is there any message from anyone to me?
Yes, at this time there's an Anunnaki energy around you. Friends, you've been going to dinner with them, is what they say, kind of show it, but on their ships, not exactly a dinner, it's just you're connecting with a great amount of them recently in a positive fashion as they are changing with you and you are changing with them. And even messages from them will come to you, I believe they already has. And once again, yes, you're very connected to the moon energies as it's giving you vibrations, and you might see the moon in a different color or different shape in the other dimensions. Because you're part of the moon project, as many are. Blessings.
Okay. Second one is what the purpose of me going to meetings with God?
With who exactly?
With God.
I did not hear that again. Sorry.
God's.
Oh, that's well.
The big guy.
God's the big guys. One moment. You're warning of perfection through their eyes. You are connecting to their energies, warning through their mistakes and also their warnings, and you are going to go into that incarnation in your future connections. Technically, you're already part of the God energies, but there are different ways of becoming a God. I mean, everybody's a God in their own right, of course, but there are different incarnations you can take as a God. So I do see you as a new incarnation that you are forming at this time. Blessings.
Okay. Steven.
Hello, I am.
Greetings.
Greetings, much love.
Yes.
Yes, I was wondering if you can tap into my Earth dad, Steve Jets. On Tuesday, he lost his brother, and his name's Raymond Jets. And I was just wondering if you can tune into his energies, if he has any messages or if you can identify the cause of death or anything. Appreciate it. Raymond Jets.
They're not saying cause of death, just that he is, well, one moment. They are, one moment. Oh, I'm still downloading. Well, he's in between worlds at this time. It was his time to go, but not really. It was yes and no. He did not fully make a decision, but his time is, what I'm seeing is that the reason he is here as a ghost entity for some time. You can say in between lower astral, and he did not fully cross over, but he is in the exploration energy at this time. This is what he chose to go through. So, as for what happened, they're not going into detail. They're not saying me, but it was it wasn't 100% that was going to go through or not. He kind of could not make his choice of his mind when it happened. So they're not going into full detail. So he's going to be kind of restless for some time, but that is part of his soul journey. He wishes to experience another experience. So that's a message.
Sweet. Does he have any messages for his brother?
Not to worry. He is in good spirits. You might move things around the house, possibly. He is in good spirits. He is warning a lot of angelic energies. He's putting himself through a great test. So he wants to connect more with spirit, but in a different way. So he wants to be a healer, but he's doing it through the ghost dimension. That's the message.
All right, sweet. And just any message for me, for my galactic family in general. Thank you.
Oh, yes. One moment. Yes, you've been connecting a lot to the Archons recently for healings, and also a lot of the weather patterns. Also, you've been quite concerned with your galactic families. As yes, the Earth is. Realize also the Earth is either changing color in your perspective and all your perspectives. It is changing color. Is going to a new paradigm, an entire new timeline is being added. So that timeline is taking you more into what you call the future. I mean, the future that you guys are visualizing here and there through film, and you are bending time to allow that to more come through. It's kind of before, it's like, I'm not sure if we want to experience that. We're just driving around with 50-year-old technology for the next 1,000 years, but there's much change in that. So you will see it, and you're involved. Everyone's involved. So that is the message of the sun.
Thank you. Much love.
Okay, thanks, Steven. The next one is for David Dillon. And the question one is, which group do I have a parallel self that is a commander on of a ship?
Pleiadian, well, I'll give you two, Pleiadian and Reptilian. Pleiadian is the most pleasant, of course. Reptilian is, the Reptilian goes way out into places unknown in your galaxy and throughout the universe. Like No Man's Land, they don't even know if they're going to even come back. The Pleiadian's more in familiar areas, basically galactic politics. In some cases, also space exploration and much more, assisting worlds like this one in need of supplies, things of that sort. This one receives a lot of cleaner water, as you might realize. Wonder where all that comes from. You are getting assistance with that. So that's the message.
Okay. Second one is, any message from anyone?
Well, yes, message from the Arturians. Yes, you have, many incarnations with us at this time. You are connected to many females at this time, as for great conversations. And reason we bring that up as a comfort zone that you don't always feel in this reality. That basically you are your true self, meaning you're just more comfortable in that environment. And the reason they're bringing that up to bring the Arcturian energies to you, I believe you already do so, to help you see other versions of yourself more clearly, as your mission here is a Earth project, mostly in the astral from what I'm seeing. It is in the third dimension, of course, but your astral is very important at this time. A diplomat, you could say. Blessings.
Okay. Colin?
Greetings, I am.
Greetings.
Good to connect with you. Do you have any messages for me?
Yes, it seems like you've been wrestling with your guides recently on direction. But you're still kind of back and forth, but basically what your guides say, just follow your heart. You will not go wrong with it. You are learning a great deal, even if you feel like you're just kind of standing still and going nowhere. But you are doing a great deal. Yes, most of it is in astral. But even your third dimension is moving at a snail's pace compared to your astral travels. But it is worth it. Basically, just say you still have the power. Basically, what your guys are saying, just listen to yourself. You don't have to, they're just there to guide, but you still have the power, basically.
Thank you. And are there any other messages for me?
Well, yes, so your business prospects will go as planned, but yes, there's going to be many hurdles. Something to do with tax situations, but nothing that big of a deal. The tax one is going to be the most problematic because of this. The counties are kind of being a pain. There is much corruption also within the counties, but you might start seeing some of that here and there in your business prospects. I think you already do, but either way, you might see a little bit more. But not to say it will affect you, but just you'll see a little bit more. Is the message of this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, blessings.
Okay, Martin.
Hi. Do I have any messages from my guide, Augustus?
A moment. Well, what he shows around you is you have a castle around you. You go to this castle where all your ideas and your missions there also. You invite certain individuals there for tea or some kind of conversation or party for that matter. And it also the castle does move where you need it to go. You might see it in the fourth dimension, possibly even near where you are. Even where you are, you might see it as another dimension, as more Agartha-like in your area. You might see your castle here and there. The reasons for it is you're setting ground and you're doing what you're here to do. It's just a medieval energy you have that is quite a bit. It's kind of like a galactic power. Anyway, that's what I have.
All right, cool. Do I have any messages from my guide, Ariel?
one moment. Well, yes, they say you're very connected to the oceans. Not to say you have to go out and swim around, but also in your astral travels, if you go into the oceans, most likely you'll see other worlds there that are connected to this Earth. The Syrian worlds, the Pleiadian Earths are very connected to yours throughout the oceans. You just basically visualize yourself swimming around. Mostly you'll see vortexes that'll take you to other realities. That is where a lot of these worlds are connected. And also your Atlantis, where you think a lot of your Atlantean knowledge came from, is for other worlds being contributions to this world. They just say it'll bring a lot of healing, a lot of insight to you. Basically, swim around and see who has a message for you. You might see a mermaid of such. But you are on your track as you wish to be.
Thank you.
Okay, Daniel.
Greetings, I am.
Greetings.
Hi. My first question is about something I've noticed when I try to visualize my timeline. So it basically acts like anything but a line per se. It kind of like curves and it does this weird spiral thing sometimes. And it does feel like a lot of reptilian and sometimes mind energies, but I just don't understand like where exactly it's coming from, what's really going on there. If you could maybe connect with that and tell me a bit more.
Well, yes, I see it's a Archon tunnel, basically. You say you put an Archon tunnel on your timeline. You see your timeline and they put a tunnel over it. So that's why they're not trying to make it look easy to see. They use reptilian energies to kind of deceive what's going on. It's kind of like an illusion, so you do not see it, but it is a Archon energy there. So,
It's weird. Yeah. Even after all this, it's like they still do that. Anyway.
They don't know how to give up. It's actually a female Archon that's doing this, from what I'm seeing.
Oh, I think I have an idea. I think. Yeah. Okay.
I believe you are correct. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the queen.
Yeah, it's not. I know.
Yes.
There's a name. Hopefully, I don't lose it though. But yeah. Anyway, my second question has to do with just like, in general, about how my overall progress is going, because I know I've been very busy with many different, you could say, groups from like the Illuminati, the Archons, the Cabal, whatever. And I just want to get a better sense of like, you know, whether I'm just wandering aimlessly throughout all this or if I'm actually, you know, doing a lot more than it seems. Like, can you give me just a general idea of how I'm actually doing with all this?
Well, yes, you're chipping away, but also realize you're connecting to other individuals' realities also. So you're helping them through their issues also. Those that are going through depression. So it's not just all you, it's other individuals that are added to it. So just like when you think you're going to get out of this, another issue comes up as you're aware. And that's actually another individual that you're actually assisting in the ascension process. So as you become more aware of it, you should be able to get a hand on it from what I'm seeing.
Okay. Also, before I disconnect here, just want to make sure I didn't lose the name. Marilyn Monroe was our original one for the first question that came up. Just want to confirm with that.
Marilyn, yes.
That's okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Try again.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
So I don't know if you're probably aware of the simulation hypothesis. Others probably aren't here. The simulation hypothesis is basically a scientific hypothesis that basically we're living in a big simulation. Obviously, there's some truth to that in a sense.
Oh, much truth. Yes.
So there's many like tech company leaders and computer information scientists and even some physicists who have started exploring that. I kind of see it as a hard one to test and really get mainstream into science. What do you see about the prospects of that long term?
Well, yes, but look at these big companies. They're actually the ones building your reality, as you were already aware of. So you notice that in the old days when you didn't have all these technologies, you basically had nature and farmlands and the life of simplicity. But now you're going to a more of a matrix-like society, and these big companies are there to keep it that way. So they're building your matrix world. That's why sometimes they say they're part of it, or they see it because they're involved with it. They're not fully aware of it though. So they're actually putting the blocks around humanity so you don't see what's truly going on. Without all this, it was just nature. You'd actually see a lot more clear. You still have technology, but not as it is. It would be a lot different. It'd be more cleaner. But these companies are dirtying it all up, as you can see. Not sure if that's helpful or not, but that's what I'm seeing at this time.
Right, well, one about that,
Yes.
I was wondering if you saw in the future that there would be increased support for that theory.
Oh, yes. If only certain individuals will understand it, though. But yes,
right.
Not everyone's going to get it. Of course, it has to be diluted to a degree. Yes. What we do see is also holes, like holes in your reality. You kind of already see it already, where there's portals and people mentioning it, and it's already here. You're not around it, like dimensional portals, basically, where your ships come through. That would become more known instead of it's kind of a myth in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that makes sense, because then people observe that there's things that don't fit in with their idea of reality, and it'll have to expand.
Yes.
So the other question is, I feel that I come from the Andromeda galaxy, and I feel some history there, way back. I don't know, like you can't really put a time on it, but way back in the early times for our galaxy. And obviously the Andromeda galaxy is going to merge with the Milky Way galaxy in 3D in a while.
Yes.
Are there any messages from beings that are maybe left behind the Andromeda galaxy?
That have been left behind, or
that I probably still in contact with them on higher levels. Do they have any messages for me?
Well, yes. They have a couple of things here. That you come from much of the Andromedan energies. That is a lot older than this solar system, very much, with obvious reason. But they've been through not exactly what this Earth's been through. This is kind of like, the child that just can't get it right kind of energy, but it is a lot more forceful than they thought. But either way, they have it figured. Well, they have it figured out as much as they can at this time. But you're very much involved with worlds that were very difficult in their system. So this was another scientific breakthrough of the troubled child, you can say, however you want to word that. But also they're saying that with your Andromedan, you added Pleiadian, as you're aware, to humanize yourself a little bit more to connect to this Earth. And wherein you added a little bit here and there, even some Zeta for the technical, because world is very much a Weirin Zeta world, and the Zetas feel like this is their world. So the idea is to connect with all these beings, so when you come into this world, you kind of get a little bit of the idea of, so you can properly operate in this world correctly. Or you're just out of place forever, and that's not going to do much good, if that helps.
All right. Thanks. Much love.
Blessings.
Okay. Carrie?
Greetings.
Yes.
Hi. I had a question regarding my personal life.
Yes.
Well, like I've been single for about 3 years. It's kind of getting boring.
Well, the idea is to... One moment. Yes, in your area, it's quite difficult to meet new people, and what your guides say is just to use your talents, your metaphysical talents to connect with people. Basically, the idea is to join groups to become you're already socially active, but to become active within your abilities. That way, you're not really thinking about this relationship as sort of happen when it needs to. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And do I have any messages from my galactic family, please?
Well, they do say yes. The tarot, I believe you have a tarot deck or something, is also a piece of you for messages for yourself and for others. But also, it's for your galactic family. They realize, yes, a harsh environment here. But I do say you do have, obviously, a soulmate and other realities where, it's, of course, that's going to help all of that much. But you do have a connection to other Lyran societies that's very close to you. And this, I believe his name is Dominique, is what I'm getting, male, that will help you find this soulmate also. Or make the connection. They already found it.
Okay, thank you. Much love.
Okay, Miguel, it's for you.
Hello, I am.
Yes, greetings.
Thank you for answering our questions today.
Yes.
My first question is, I was hearing some whispers yesterday when I woke up in the morning. I could hear them speaking. I had a feeling it was the angels. Could you tell me who it was and what they were saying?
I believe it was Michael and an angel collective. They're not really going, a round table group. The angels, the angels of light call it. Yes, that's kind of, the angels of light, what they're calling themselves. They don't really have a name. Oh, well, actually, yes, there's an angel that calls himself me, and another one that calls them like Lee, L-I, Y, however you pronounce that. And yes, they are preparing you. You are preparing yourself as you're becoming more of the fourth dimensional energies. There's a lot of earth changes happening. Most likely you'll be involved with them and feeling them. And some people can't sleep for certain reasons because the earth is changing. That has a lot to do with that. They're just basically, you'll be able to read the earth's energy more clearly. It has a lot to do with your mission. They can't go into full detail at this moment, but that's all they can say at this time. It's kind of vague. That's all I have. It actually has a lot to do with Andromeda, what they're saying. Yes, a lot of the Andromedan energies are connecting more to the earth.
Oh, I see. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And my second question is, are there any messages for me at this time?
Yes, you're allowing yourself to. Well, they show you as like you're turning into a tiger, but like a tiger with wings. As you're just you're going further into your timeline, and you look very different. Even also in astral, beings that in astral don't always going to recognize you because you're on your mission. So you might see yourself, even with your energy, they can't fully read it. They're not intended to, because your mission is not to be fully recognized. That is the message at this time.
Thank you, I am. Blessings.
Yes. Blessings.
Okay. Marcus?
Hello, blessings.
Yes, blessings.
Recently in my life, I just had a situation that gave me a different type of mixture of emotions. I wanted to know how did I really handle the situation?
Well, you see how you handled it as best you can. I believe you handled it quite well. You might feel like you did not handle it well, but I believe you did. It was a mind. I just see your mind being very stressed out because of it. But so you can't really think accurately as you normally do. But I believe you handled it quite well from what I'm seeing.
Okay, and then as far as my second question, are there any messages for me from I guess anybody, my angels or anybody galactic?
Well, they just say yes. Those that be careful of who you trust. Not everybody is, as you see, who they seem to be, and they're not always aware that they're going to turn on you. Not to say they'll turn on you violently, but they're just be wary of who you are being honest with. or who's around you, because some seem to be kind of weary on the trust issue, on the line of trust. They're not following that guideline anymore. They used to, but not anymore. And most likely, you already have an idea of that from what I'm seeing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, blessings.
Blessings.
Okay, Liz, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello. Well, I am a little bit startled today. When I was young, about 14, 15 years old, I had like a week-long sequential dream with several things happening, but most of the time I was running away from scanners, like there was like a hovercraft type of craft hovering over people's head about 15 feet above. But people were not aware of it being there. It was invisible to them, but I could see them. And it happens that people had barcodes in their backs, and those scanners would be scanning everyone that were in the streets to see if they had that barcode. I didn't have one, and I didn't want to have one. So I was always hiding. And also, there was one dream, that sequence where the oceans were boiling and eventually evaporated completely from a planet. I'm not sure which planet it was. But, and I just, this week I got both, you know, talking about the oceans boiling and also a picture on a web of three people looking from the back with barcodes on their backs. So I said, oh my God, I hope it's not in this timeline. It's just like, where could you clarify for me? It was a warning, or what kind of what happened?
It's, yes, it is a zeta gray reality. One that took the Earth, and it was a version of this Earth that was taken to extreme. And it's just that you are being reminded, because the weather patterns that are going at this time is very unusual. So you're getting a reminder of that dream. Not to say that will happen, because it is being prevented, but some of the events happen there are happening here, as the weather anomalies are very active at this time. So, but I believe it's being, as for the barcode, technically humans are already barcoded, but not with a barcode. They already give themselves away. They're not aware of it. They kind of laugh it off also, as you can see. So I believe you're avoiding that timeline altogether, but there is an echo of it around that is a fear, but you're also enforcing, well, you're putting your energy out so you can avoid that type of scenario.
Okay. Okay. And another thing is, I think I never asked this. Could you talk about my DNA infusion?
Yes, you have 5% Lyran, 12% Syrian, 2% Pleiadian. Now that goes up and down. 4% Zeta, and 8% Andromedan. Yes, that is it at this time.
Thank you so much.
Blessings.
Okay, Daria? Are you there?
Hello. Yeah.
Yes. Great.
Greetings, I am. So, what do you have from me? I feel I'm really connected to the Arcturians, like a lot.
Yes. Yes, you connect to our energies to clear out Archon vibrations. You can say we are Archon busters, you can say.
Yeah.
To the Arcturians. We let them do as they, because they have free will. But there are times when when humans connect to us, they can't connect to our energies to clear them out. So, and Archon busting seems to be, you connect to it quite often. You also connect to the Lyrans for a clearing of the Archon energies. We do welcome in positive Archons also. and they're very crystal-like and very positive. Yes, they might have an AI energy about them, but they're very positive. But the other archons, as you know, are very dark and robotic.
Yeah.
So they all have their
Well,
purpose, of course.
okay, cool. That's a good one. And do you have any personal messages you would like to give me?
Yes, as I'm not sure if you see this. Well, you most likely see it now. You probably have seen humans that, yes, they have their human form, but also they have a head on the back of their head.
Yeah.
Or even the sides. Those are realities that you have come from. They can also take their head and move it around their face. Or take their face, I'm sorry, and move it around. This is reality you come from. It is a Zeta Gray reality with Pleiadian and a little bit of everybody else, insectoid. It's reality that you come from. It's kind of like a puzzle reality, you can say.
Cool.
So they take objects and change them. You take your house and you can change it into something else.
Nice.
So
it's a reality bender reality.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that one's a fun one that you go to often. You even go there in Astral, most likely you'll start to see that. It's kind of like Legos, sort of, but a lot more interesting.
That is interesting. Well,
yes.
Thank you and good night.
Yes, it's also you can take a like such as a house and put it on top of someone else's house, and then kind of form it into something else.
I like that.
Yes.
It's good brain training also.
Yes, that's it.
But do beings exist in those realities, or are they created to just for the brain expand in the imagination, for the imagination?
Oh, they do exist, yes. They do have physicality. They do in astral, but they're also physical beings.
So they have a limit. They can't expand in the unknown. They are controlled by a limitation.
Yes, it's like yes.
Say a program. Okay.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
but they can change that too. But just like you, they can change it.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Blessings.
Okay. Hey, me.
Hi. I'm
Yes.
gonna read a member. Her name is Mary's question first, if
Yes.
that's okay.
Of course.
Well, Mary's first question is if she should take a job that she was just offered earlier today.
Yes, I believe it'll be positive. As for her liking it for a long time is hard to say, but for the moment, I believe it'll be fine. She might get tired of it. I just see her getting bored with it, but for the most part, I believe it will be helpful. She might find somewhere else eventually that she would much prefer. But this time, it seems like it's pretty positive.
Okay, and her next question is, what can she do to rid herself of self-judgment?
Meditation, but also to utilize her talents, or just with her, you can say with her metaphysical talents, just utilize those, and that will bring her confidence. It takes time. She's also picking up realities from her other lifetimes where her judgment has been very strong to her also. So, really self-inflicting judgment on herself.
Thank you very much. And she requests a healing. Can she be sent a healing from your collective?
Of course, yes.
Thank you. And next are my questions. And my first question is, does your collective have any messages for me?
Yes, it does seem like you changed your timeline recently. It was on track, but then you just this isn't for me. So it does seem like you made a lot of changes recently from what we were seeing. I believe it will be very positive, but also kind of rocky, but also better in the long run from what we were seeing.
Sounds good. And my second question is about a potential romantic partner. His name's Richard. Do you have any messages for me about him?
I'll always say just to get to know him better. The more better you know him, the better that you know where this will go. I believe it'll be positive, but we can't be 100% on that, so that's not a good sign. But still, it's good to get to know this person before you take any major steps. So.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Cool. Christina, are you there?
Yes, greetings, I am.
Yes, greetings.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good to hear. Can you help me a little bit? Can you choose for me if I'm going to ask about Nibiru or my guides?
Either one is good. Well, Nibiru will be interesting.
Okay, then I will do that. Okay, Nibiru, is that correct? That is the same as Planet X?
Yes. Yes.
That made me think about the X-Men, but I'm sure it's not. But I heard, maybe?
Yes, it does have a kind of energy from that. There's the mystics, the weirdos, yes.
Okay.
They could.
Yeah, because I cannot, I cannot feel any threats about the Nibiru. But can you explain who is driving? Because it is a vehicle or something, right?
Yes. Well, yes. Go ahead, please.
Yes. No. I just wondered which energies that were driving this. If it's like Illuminati or something?
Oh, Anunnaki. Yes.
Yeah.
Anunnaki. In which also humorous. I know we will bring this up anyway. You are also involved with the Anunnaki energies. As for this Planet X coming closer to the Earth, and not necessarily to destroy it, but you do have a aspect there, and even you are kind of you are talking to the humans, and say yes, we are going to come to your Earth eventually, and also humans kind of take it over. They overdo it and say, oh yes, they're going to come over here, but they're going to destroy us, and that's not really your message. So they keep kind of changing it. So, but you are involved with the passing by of Planet X. So
okay,
anytime you hear it, say yes, that's my world, and we're not going to eat you, not yet, but it will combine into Earth eventually.
Yes.
But not destroy it.
Correct, because that's what I'm feeling. I cannot feel any threats from it at all, but I do feel, yes, I feel the humans are scared, but I think it will be just fine.
Yes, they're scared of change, of course.
Yes. Okay, and then my second question is there any messages from anyone at this time?
Well, yes, another message about Nibiru, your aspect there is very strong. It's like a queen energy there. But of course, they don't have that type of levels, but it is a strong energy, feminine energy there of direction. As you are giving this planet assistance where it is allowed, as for technologies to be brought in, and even a new government is being brought into this Earth. And you're not too worried about the Illuminati energies. They're just a bunch of talk. They're easy to. Yes, they do bring a headache because they think they know everything, but you know, the Anunnaki knows better, and some of them have been corrupted by the Illuminati energies here. But from your point of view, yeah, this world is still the child, as you can see, but it is going into more of an adulthood. It's going to be a rough adulthood as it goes into puberty. Is very rough for this world.
Yeah.
So
okay,
you bring assistance as much as you can. Stop the bleeding, you can say, because it's going to go through some, as you see.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, and
yes.
Much love to you and blessings.
Blessings.
Bye.
Okay. Thanks. PT, are you there?
Hello.
Yes. Please.
Hello. Am I coming in clearly?
Yes.
Okay. I have a question. I'm sure this might be a little humorous, but I had this dream that I had recently. This dream shows that I was meeting up with this person that was called the Doctor. It's a little humorous, yes, and I was seeing him and his aspects. It was like this TV series that I watched, and knowing that there are dimensions beyond this one in a sense, like, and other realities, I had like this particular and this particular connection with this person or with this entity or this being, and I just saw many different of this individual all at once in a sense. Like they were like it was like fractals in the broken mirror in a sense, and it was like showing of timelines with this in particular person in a sense.
Yes, what this is you can say this is like you have in your fiction Doctor Who time traveler. So you did connect to this actual Doctor Who, a version of him. And basically also you're a time traveler also. Basically you are a timeline healer is what they say. So some that get off their timelines, they go into depression. You bring assistance to certain individuals where you're allowed to assist as you heal them to basically those have been through a lot, like a death in the family, or or a weather anomaly. For that example, also is to bring healing to the timelines to help them get back onto their timeline. So it's kind of like a guide in some regard.
Does he have any question? Anything he like to ask of me?
Only that, like, what do you like to have for dinner? What planet and what solar system? Something like that. So there's a female also around him also. She has like a top hat, kind of. She's not saying her name right now. This is like a TV show.
I hope to connect with the Doctor more, so that way I can learn a lot more information about the universe.
Yes, I'm not sure if he has a telephone booth, but you never know.
I hope he visits.
Yes.
In this dimension.
Yes.
Yeah, and my second question is that let's see. I've been experiencing some form of realization that my reality, in a sense, isn't working for me, or in this case, I've grown out of it, and I've been trying to work or fix this in a sense to get myself to break the cycle in the sense to get out of how you say my comfort zone. Is there any infusions from other races that are productive in a sense, like very, very productive in doing work and stuff like that? Is there any infusions that can help me out with this?
Yes, the Lyran and actually the insectoid. Yes, the Andromedan insectoid would be good. That would be. Both of those would be good for me.
I would like to have some in the sense.
Yes.
Some infusions.
Yes, we will. They will be connecting to you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, blessings.
Thanks. Okay, the next is a question from Bobby. And the first one is, what are my connection with you, collective?
Oh, yes. You have, many incarnations with us. At this time, we do see you. One moment. You connected to Princess Diana through our energies. You know her in different realities. So you've known her before her incarnation on this planet, and I believe you know her right now. So I believe you're like a mentor to her through a like a shaman mentor, from what I'm saying. So that is your connection.
Okay. The second question is, do I have any message from my higher self?
Yes, just to be patient. You are changing your timeline so you can receive more of a direction. It's not being fully focused right now because you're still learning small details. You're perfecting details that are as much needed. But they can't go into detail right now of that. But you are just go at your pace. They do see reading as a good of the metaphysics. Whatever it is that inspires you for reading. This even reading material would be good. That's whatever you find intriguing. That's up to you, of course. Blessings.
Okay. Lucy, if you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes,
hello, I am. Well, I have a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to... First of all, regarding Nibiru, I'm in Florida.
Yes.
Would it be in my best interest to move? And if so, where?
For Nibiru? Oh, well,
Yes.
first off, that's not going to be doing anything with their planet anytime soon.
So forget it then. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you have to move unless you feel like it.
No, I don't.
Yes.
And I have a question about Elohim, because I know that is my aspect besides fairy.
Yes.
And I'm confused because I know the Anunnaki are also called Elohim, but usually with a little e instead of a big E. So could you please explain the difference, or is there a difference? And am I an Anunnaki? So I'm confused.
Well, yes, there is a difference between Elohim and Anunnaki. But there's also Anunnaki that have manipulated the Elohim so they have a lot of Elohim energies now.
Mm-hmm.
There's different versions of Elohim. So that is probably what you are connecting to. Just like you have different kinds of Pleiadian and different types of Zeta. So
okay, so what kind am I?
Oh, but Anunnaki with you is a healer Anunnaki, a peaceful Anunnaki, and one of knowledge of great DNA, where you can put a human together by yourself, like building a car.
Right. Which is probably, yes.
But yes, a scientific Anunnaki, and not one that took ego and, as they did on this earth, and take advantage of humans. You want nothing to do that. But you know human backwards and forwards. That's why it was so easy for Anunnaki to manipulate the human and know every detail. So just like a touch of a button, now humans are under their control.
So, but I mean, what kind of Elohim? So I'm an Anunnaki Elohim, not a regular angelic Elohim.
Oh yes, you have angelic Elohim, yes.
So I'm not, okay, I'm Anunnaki, but I'm an angelic Elohim.
Exactly, yes.
I was wondering, because I feel very much love for everything.
Yes, Anunnaki.
Even little
Anunnaki
squirrels.
Anunnaki is a part of you, but not your whole,
Right.
Yes, it's Elohim, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, blessings.
Blessings.
Okay. The next is come from Terence. The first question is, do I have any message from me?
Yes, from the High Council of the Lyrans, you are, yes, seems like you're going up rank. Also, your presence around the oceans, around mostly the Atlantic, is also the Pacific. Mostly the Atlantic, but yes, it's basically you're part of the Earth's protection, basically. And let's put it this way, or North Korea is on that map. And you're going through a lot of negotiations, you can say, with the Lyrans. The Lyrans are going through a lot with the humans to prevent war, basically. So it is getting very frustrating, and you most likely are feeling it. So you're part of these discussions. Blessings.
Okay, the second one is, what did the Zeta want that came to me out of the woods while I was meditating?
Oh yes, he was just saying hello. He's like a Zeta child from what I'm seeing. You're just seeing who you were, and he is friendly. And I believe his name is Isaac. Well, at least that's the name he's using for human. And he's just curious about you mostly. So I don't believe he knows your kind that well, at least what you're connected to. So they can see it, but you have to like welcome them to fully see everything. That's all.
Okay. And the next one is from Kingsley. Do I have any message?
Yes, at this time you're clearing a lot of blockages. You're also connected to the angelic realms for healing. So you are connecting to Archangel Michael, learning of his abilities, so you can bring those abilities into this dimension. So healing and for other matters that you wish to connect with. Blessings.
Okay. The second one is any message about my telepathic skill?
Just to continue in your direction. You are, yes, hitting some hurdles, but also you're overcoming. One moment for the Artrians, well, actually through the Pleiadian energies, what they are saying to connect to the crystal cities of the Pleiades, that's very Atlantean. Like the Atlantean Pleiades system, you can connect to their energies, their crystals, and give you healing in your direction. Insight of how to improve your abilities. That's the message.
Okay. The next is come from me.
Yes.
The first one is, do my permanent guide Arif have message for me today?
Yeah, it says at this time you're clearing many blockages, but also you're connected to a Martian energy and realize you have an aspect on Mars at this time as Zeta that you've been connecting a lot in astral, protecting this aspect of yourself because it's been in danger recently, it seems, because of the Earth changes on this planet. Basically, your Zeta self is saying that a lot of the Earth changes are being affected by Martian technology.
Okay. And the second one is if the Green Dragon Zorak have message today too.
Well, yes, you've been going to Agartha a lot recently for healing. And they are sending you, yes, they're connecting you to new species little by little. But right now you're just going through. There's a female by the name of Desiree in Agartha. You can see her. She's like an elf female that you've been connecting to in astral. She's in Agartha, and you're just connecting to that energies for healings and other connections. That's the message.
Okay. And the last one is any message for Ivan?
Just keep up the good work. We must be going. So
Okay.
Blessings and good night.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah. I'm tired. So, all right.
Welcome back.
Thank
you. Thank you.
You might have a blessing at all. One once, one twice. So, all right. Thank you guys, and see you next Tuesday. Maybe the world's still here. Okay. All right. Good night.